Are you ready to play catch up? Because I'm going to be catching you up on the first 3 Evangelion rebuild films to get you ready to cry. To watch the 4th film. Then cry. Yo, what's up, and welcome back to another episode of Amazon Prime Video Anime Club here on the Amazon Prime Video YouTube channel. I am your host, Cheyenne, also known as Cheyenne the Geek, and I am here to be your plug for everything that is anime on Prime Video. Oh, there's anime on Prime Video? What? Damn, that's crazy! No, it's true. Okay, but this is a special recap edition of Anime Club, so for those of you unfamiliar with the series, hop on over to the Prime Video YouTube channel and watch the previous 3 episodes. And no, we won't be forcing you or your kids to hop into a giant robot. At least not today. Not now. Now, before we get into this video, spoiler warning! Okay, this video is gonna be filled with mad spoilers. Don't say I didn't warn y'all. Alright, let's hop right into it. Starting with Evangelion 1.11, You Are Not Alone. The first installment in the Rebuild series. This film takes place after what is known as the Second Impact. Half the world's population is gone, and now there are these weird evil beings known as angels that have come out of nowhere to wreak havoc upon what is left of mankind. Insane, I know, right? But lucky for us, there's this organization based in Tokyo 3 called NERV, the only organization with the tools to stop these angels, and they've been doing just that using giant robots called Evas. The only downside is that only children are able to pilot these things, so Gendo Ikari, the big commander over at NERV, summons his 14-year-old son, Shinji Ikari, who he hasn't seen in like literal years, by the way. Father of the Year. Upon meeting the team at NERV, Shinji learns of the Evangelion and is then asked to pilot one of those big boys. And of course, being a 14-year-old kid, he was very defiant at first. Understandable, right? Get in the effing robot, Shinji! Apparently not. Wow. Top 10 worst anime dads, am I right? Like, what? Hello? After seeing his friend Rei injured in battle, Shinji decides to man up, as much as a 14-year-old boy can, and gets in the effing robot in order to save mankind. Eventually, Shinji does the damn thing and defeats the angel that had been terrorizing the city. After that, he moves in with best girl Misato and ends up gaining more confidence as an Eva pilot and is able to take down more angels that appear in the city. You go, Shinji! What were you doing at age 14, huh? Look at Shinji, taking down giant things with an Eva? What? Piloting an Eva? Like, this guy, this kid, I was trash at 14. We love you, Shinji. For NERV's next challenge, Rei ends up assisting Shinji in his final battle with an angel. They defeat the angel and the film ends there. Now we're moving on to Evangelion 2.22, You Cannot Advance. The fight between mankind and the angels is still a thing, except now other parts of the world have decided that they wanted to get in on creating their own Eva so that they too will have a way to combat these angel attacks. Smart move. This mysterious girl's name is Mari, and she pilots Provisional Unit 5, and I freaking love her. She's like one of my favorite additions. So there's another angel that appears, surprise, surprise, but this time it's taken down by a fiery redhead named Asuka Langley, also known as the Second Girl, and she, as we all know, pilots Unit 2. She's also really annoyed by Shinji's existence. Or is it something else? And of course, in regular anime fashion, Asuka ends up moving in with Shinji and Misato in order for the 2 Eva pilots to get more familiar with each other. Shortly after, Misato is forced to step in as commander while Gendo and Kozo are away in space. Yet another angel steps in to attack Tokyo 3, and this one is a real doozy. Taking it down required the help of all 3 Eva pilots, Shinji, Rei, and Asuka. Go team! This success actually gets Shinji praise from his father, which literally has never happened in his 14 years of living, so our boy Shinji is feeling himself a little bit, alright? As he should. Knowing how much it would mean for Shinji to be able to connect better with his father, Rei, being the best friend that she is, decides to use this time of peace to organize a dinner party with Gendo Ikari and Shinji together. Shortly after, the NERV crew gets word of an explosion at the North American branch that ended up destroying Eva Unit 4. So, to be safe, they end up sending Eva Unit 3 over to Japan. Unfortunately, the big test day for Unit 3 was scheduled at the same time as Rei's dinner party. Asuka, after learning Rei's true feelings for Shinji, decides to take on the job of piloting Unit 3 so that the party being thrown for Shinji can still take place. What a good friend. But while piloting Eva 3, things go terribly wrong and Unit 3 ends up being overtaken by an angel. Shinji's tasked with defeating the angel, but after remembering that Asuka's the one piloting it, he hesitates and is kind of all like, nah, I'm not about to kill the homie, you're crazy. Rightfully so, which forces his father to then switch Unit 1's controls to the dummy system, which almost kills Asuka. Gendo. Is there any redeeming? Is there any redeeming for you? After yet another traumatic experience, Shinji puts his foot down and decides that he never wants to pilot another Eva again, and then runs away, or tries to anyway. That's until another angel strikes Tokyo 3 once again. But this angel is different, way more powerful than the ones before it. So our good sis Mari tries her hand at combat with the angel, but ends up failing after giving it her all, even after using beast mode. Then Rei decides to step in the ring, hoping that if she's able to kill this angel, Shinji never has to pilot an Eva again. Unexpectedly, the angel ends up absorbing Rei in front of Shinji, which motivates him to get back in the robot once again to try and save the blue-haired girl's life. During the battle, Shinji and his Eva go out of control, and Unit 1 awakens and ends up triggering a third impact. It's the end of the world. And then the movie ends there. Then we have Evangelion 3.33, You Cannot Redo. This movie takes place 14 years after the third impact. It's a completely different story from the previous Evangelion. Our boy Shinji wakes up after having been asleep for 14 years, and we find out that he still looks the same because apparently Eva pilots can never age. He learns that everyone is turned against him, and that because he triggered the end of the world, that he's no longer allowed to pilot an Eva again. And to make matters worse, Shinji has to come to terms with learning from Misato that Rei no longer exists in this world. Oh, and they also placed a choker on his neck that will explode if he ever chooses to pilot an Eva again. So it's not looking good for our boy. We learned that the original NERV crew are now an anti-NERV team, and their main goal is to stop NERV from using Evas with Mari and Asuka's unit on their side. Shortly after, Shinji hears a voice that sounds like Rei and ends up escaping with who he thinks is the original Rei in another unit. Now, Misato definitely should have activated his choker here, but hesitates for one reason and another, and Shinji manages to escape to NERV base. There, he's reunited with Gendo Ikari and is introduced to a mysterious young boy named Kaoru Nagisa. They end up really vibing with each other and really vibing. So much so that Kaoru finally decides to show Shinji the Tokyo 3 in ruins and explains to Shinji that this was basically all his doing. Later on, Shinji not only learns that he actually didn't save Rei like he thought, but also that his mother Yui's soul was fused into the body of Eva Unit 1 this whole time. Whew, can Shinji catch a break? It's the third movie. At this point, my boy needs to chill out. Shinji and Kaoru make a plan to hop into Eva 13, but before that, in order to help Shinji feel at ease, Kaoru decides to remove the deadly choker from Shinji's neck and places it on his instead. Their goal is to reverse the effects of the third impact. The hope is that by pulling out the two spears, it'll do just that, but things don't go exactly as planned. Kaoru ends up clocking that something is extremely wrong with the spears, but before he can let Shinji know, Asuka and Mari make an unexpected appearance. Kaoru gets cold feet, rightfully so, and tries to convince Shinji to turn back, but Shinji was not trying to hear none of that. He ends up removing the spears against Kaoru's better judgment, and you guessed it, triggers a fourth impact. Oh, can I hear a 5? Are we going for 5? No? Okay. Lucky for him, Kaoru ends up stopping the fourth impact by striking himself, who we learn is actually an angel, with a spear. The film ends with a traumatized Shinji, pissed off Asuka, and a confused Rei moving about through the ruins of Tokyo 3. What awaits our Eva pilots next in the ruins of Tokyo 3? Find out on the next film, Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, The Rise Upon a Time. You can watch it right now on Prime Video, free with Prime. Whew! Well, I hope you enjoyed that little recap there, and I use the word little loosely. If you've seen the first 3 movies, I want to know your thoughts. Leave them in a comment below, and be sure to check out Prime Video Anime Club only on the Amazon Prime Video YouTube channel. I've been your host, Cheyenne, and I will see you all on the next episode. Peace out.
Whoa, oh my God! I see the
See you later.
We have to try everything.
Drink.
Keeping this and later.
I don't care about the show. I just want a good blooper reel.
I want to learn science.
You guys are gonna make me look like I'm in the show, right? You're gonna put in the effects. Replace the green. I don't want to look like an asshole here.
Sorry.